and welcome to another episode on the JB Wargamer 87 YouTube channel. It is 2,000 points. It is the might of the Tyranids versus the Adeptus Astartes, the Dark Angels. So we're in this compound here, the Imperial compound. The Astra Militarum defences have been breached, and the Tyranids are the halfway stage of consuming the planet. A mixture of infiltrating units as well as frontline assault units. So the defences have been breached, and now they come into amongst the heart of the Imperial defences. But there is a chapter that stands in their way, and they could save this planet. The Dark Angels have been sent to quash the rampaging tide. This is the 2,000 points of Tyranids that will be fighting in this particular episode today. We are running as High Fleet Behemoth, also known as High Fleet Diablo. So they'll be getting +1 strength when making a successful charge, and they'll get to re-roll the dice to determine the charge roll, which is quite easy and straightforward. And of course, I've spent a CP for the Warlord, keeping it to the narrative. The Hive Tyrant is in command today. I've spent a command point to give him the Warlord trait Adaptive Biology. Basically, whenever I lose a wound on a 5+, I get to regain that wound, and the wound is not lost. So he has got wings, and he's got 2 sets of scything talons there. And then second in command, we have a Broodlord accompanying 2 units of 10 Gene Stealers. Flying Hive Tyrant Psychic Powers, I haven't got the cards, so I'm just reading from the Codex. So I'm going to go for Neuroparasite for the Hive Tyrant, and Paroxysm, which is what I'm going to go for him. And for the Broodlord, I'm going to go for Catalyst. So if he does a successful psychic test, he could potentially pass onto the unit of 5+ to ignore the wounds. So that's the psychic powers for them. So we've got the Gene Stealers, as I've spoken about. I've got 6 Raveners to fill up the gaps for the points, 3 Lictors, and I've got 2 units of 3 Raveners. I've got 2 Carnifexes with Crushing Claws and Scything Talons. And then for the troops, I've got 4 troops choices. This is a battalion detachment, just to clarify about that as well. I've got 3 units of warriors for extra synapse. Each of the warriors' units is equipped with 1 Devourer, 1 Death Spitter, and 1 Barb Strangler, keeping it to the narrative, and also a WYSIWYG as well. So everything is literally as you see it. And furthermore, I thought I'd try this out. There's no Tervigon to replace and replenish any of the fallen and consumed dead Termagants. So I've just got a unit of 40. So Big Mama is away at the SS82 studio. So I've basically used any of the spare Tyranids for this particular game here on the channel. Something a little bit different. So we've got a full unit of 20 with Devourers. And then over here we've just got the regular flesh boars over there. So that works out at 1998 points. So that there is the list against the Dark Angels. Before Phil shows his Dark Angels, special shout out to all my fellow Patreons as well as YouTube members that are currently supporting me. So these are the elite members. So we have Chris Kabisky, Marshall Cummings, Daniel Baker, Maxfield Knuckles, Winston Adkins, Tyler Griselli, and James Ashfield. Those are elite members plus. Some of them are a little bit higher. Big thank you to you all for your support, as well as those that are supporting me through the lower tiers. Just to clarify, this will be the last battle report that we'll be doing for the old tier system. So just to give you a heads up, the new tier system will be officially active in the next battle report that is coming, all being well, on the channel. Do check out the website, the Patreon website, and YouTube membership to see what the new perks are. I believe it is going to be a really interactive and a better way to make the most of your membership. And furthermore, way more likely to be featured in every battle report that I do when featured with the Astra Militarum as well as the Ultramarines as well. At a low price, it helps support the channel and to keep it going. And of course there's new goals as well. I have plans for the channel to hopefully grow the channel and to see what will happen in the future on the channel. So there you go. So that's how you can support me, patreon.com/JBWargamer87, as well as YouTube membership. Sign up today and become a member. And a big thank you to all for those who have simply subscribed to the channel and are watching this video. So what we're going to do now is going to check out the Dark Angels lists. Right, this is roughly, is it 2,000 points?
Just under 2,000.
Just under 2,000 points. The Dark Angels this time. We had a battle report with Dark Angels a few months back. That was against the Astra Militarum. But
that was Deathwing and Ravenwing.
Deathwing and Ravenwing.
This is Greenwing.
That's because the site of Cypher, but Cypher is not here in this particular mission. A true enemy, yes, Tyranids, which is what the Dark Angels will be fighting against today. So, lovely, lovely models, and models that have not been featured on the channel before. So Phil has decided to try them out, and yes, the Space Marines Patreons that are supporting me have been allocated to the Dark Angels models in this particular episode. So we will call you out for those that are representing the Space Marines. So, take it away, Phil. What have you got?
Well, this list is built around just because of models that I've hardly ever used.
Why not?
And that's why I want to use them.
That's the whole point of the channel,
yeah,
is narrative, fun lists. That's the aim.
So I've never used these before. I think these have never been used. No, they've been used once. They've been used about twice. So yeah, I wanted to use new things and some of my old favourites that I've had,
brilliant,
that I can't bear to keep them away. I love them.
I love it.
So yeah, so this is my battalion detachment for Dark Angels. Its HQ is Azrael.
Yep.
Who's the who's got the Warlord trait, Brilliant Strategist. So he is currently being. It's Winston Adkins.
Winston Adkins is in command of that model. It is a great honour for you, sir, to take command of Azrael today.
Yes. Second HQ is Ezekiel. The Chief Librarian. He's lost his back banner somewhere in the warp. It fell off.
Oh dear.
Lost it. Got to find that.
Yeah.
He knows Smite, like of course, but then he knows 3 of the 6 Trepanation Dark Angels powers. Yeah, he knows Mindworm, Aversion, and Mind Wipe.
Yep.
And then my third HQ is the Interrogator Chaplain in Terminator armour. I've paid a command point to give him a Hero of the Chapter, which lets him have a Warlord trait.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And the Warlord trait he's got is the Wise Orator.
Wise Orator.
Because he's got the Master of Sanctity power. That's so he can have Wise Orator, which basically means if he wants one of his litanies to go off, instead of 2 points, it costs one command point.
Okay.
And it's +1 to the roll as well.
Oh, lovely.
For his litanies.
There you
go. So that's the
command section.
So with the troops, we've got 2 squads of assault intercessors.
Oh, Patron's been allocated here.
6-man squad with a sergeant. The sergeant is...
I'll put some blue tack on those so it'll be easier.
Scott Costello.
Scott Costello. He's in command of this team of assault Primaris intercessors.
And then we've got a 7-man squad with a sergeant.
And that is Ryan Woolley. He is represented as a sergeant today.
And then we've got 2 squads of 5 normal intercessors. So the sergeant on this one is Joshua
Caudle. Yes. Faithful. They're all faithful to the Patreon page and YouTube membership.
So 4 troops choices.
Yep.
No fast attack.
No fast attack, no.
Next,
I mean, they've got stuff that's fast enough.
we have, we've got two elites choices.
Yeah.
Deathwing Terminator Squad.
Yeah. 5
Terminators. One sergeant, 4 Terminators. One all standard with storm bolters and fists. Yeah. And one with a assault cannon.
Excellent. So, that's a classic pose one, isn't it?
Yeah. Bog standard.
Yeah.
Deathwing.
Yeah.
And then we have the powerful, very, very powerful Deathwing Knights.
Yeah.
Who James might remember in our Astra Militarum battle. 2 of these on their own took out a Russ.
They did. 16
wounds.
Yeah.
Just the 2 of them. They've just been featured in your brother's channel as well.
Think how well they did.
Deathwing Knights.
Yeah.
So heavy support. We've got an Eradicator squad.
That's led by Marcus Fraser.
Marcus Fraser, Sergeant.
Yeah.
And Hellblaster squad, led by me.
Oh, hello, Phil.
There I am.
That's
me.
That's you.
It's they've all got heavy plasma rifles.
Heavy plasma incinerators.
That's what they've got. Yeah.
Okay. Is that it?
And then we've got flyers.
Yep.
Nephilim jet fighter with the Avenger Mega Bolter.
Oh. Okay.
Normally take 2 twin las cannon, but
something different.
They just miss, don't they? Las cannons, they just miss.
Yeah.
They just miss. So Avenger Mega Bolter.
Okay.
And then the Dark Talon, which comes standard with all its usual stuff. You can't change it. It's got a Rift Cannon and Hurricane Bolt, twin Hurricane Bolters. 2 underslung on the wings, Hurricane Bolters. So points in total? 1,998.
Okay.
2 points under.
And do you know your battle cry? Chapter, trait. Chapter cry. Come on, you've got to know your chapter cry.
It's, never forgive, never forget.
That's
it might be never forget, never forgive.
Never forgive, never forget.
Yes, but we might have forgotten.
We'll check it off camera.
We've forgotten to forgive.
We'll double check.
Don't forget to forgive, but don't forget it.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
Forgive us for all the mistakes that we've done just now. That's right, yeah. A little bit banter there. So, roughly 2,000 points of Dark Angels. Well done, Phil, for bringing some classic models that you have just painted up and wanting to use.
Well, they've been painted up a long time, but they've been sat in the box, not coming out.
I like it when old models come out and have fun in the 41st millennium. So what we're going to do now is we're going to check out the scenario and deployment. Right. Determining the mission. We are playing an open war mission. We only have 3 missions left in this series, so we're coming through the cards. So, Phil, reveal the card. He's going to pick the top one. And the mission is called War of Attrition. Makes kind of sense. So let's read out a bit of the narrative, as well as the mission itself. So here we go. War of Attrition. Amidst the horror and carnage of battle, victory sometimes a question of simple butchery. Each player adds up the power ratings or points values of all the enemy units that have been destroyed during the battle. If players are not using power ratings or points values, add up the number of all enemy models that have been destroyed during the battle. At the end of the 5th battle round, the player with the highest total is the winner, even if their own army has been completely destroyed. Okay. Interesting scenario there. Okay, I'm going to pick the deployment. I will pick from the top. Okay. So this is the type of deployment here. And we've both got equal power ratings and points values. So the twist.
Who gets it? There's a roll for it, don't we?
No. It's revealed for both of us.
It's not the.
It's not the ruse. It's not the ruse or sudden death.
The twist is Warpstorm.
Warpstorm. Oh, there you go. That's pretty. No, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
This is all randomised, all shuffled. So let's read out this here. So the roiling tides of the warp spill out into real space. Okay, add 1 to the psychic tests and add 6 inches to the range of psychic powers. If a player suffers perils of the warp, it suffers 3 mortal wounds. rather than D3. Alright, okay, so the warp has really taken a hold here in this particular mission. So what we're going to do now is we are going to do the clarification of terrain and set up the objectives. So clarification of terrain and deployment. Phil won the roll-off. The Dark Angels will be going over here. The Tyranids will be coming on over here. Clarification of terrain. We have line of sight blocking for all three of these buildings. This is line of sight blocking. This will count as area terrain. Area terrain for over here. Area terrain, but for infantry models, if they're behind this side of the wall, they'll get a +1 to their cover saves. And that's tank traps, literally that's actually supposed to go along like that, just to make a bit of sense there. And that is it for clarification terrain, and there's no objective markers simply because we've got to kill each other for the purposes of the scenario. Both sides have deployed. So let's check out the Tyranids first. So I have a unit of Raveners hiding behind here, ready to pounce in anticipation if Phil grabs the initiative. So we have a unit of warriors here, synapse 12 inches. Hive Tyrant, I believe, it has 18-inch synapse. So these will be fearless pretty much, and ignoring modifiers from morale and that kind of thing. And I have a unit of Termagants with Devourers right at the front. Want to get in there close. And then we've got two Carnifexes near the back because I want to get them protected if I can. And furthermore, we have a unit of warriors over here and warriors over here. There is a single Termagant representing the fact that the Termagants are inside that building on the line of deployment. So they'll be swooping out all across over here. Then we have the Dark Angels deployment. So Phil is going to tell us what he's done with his deployment.
So Azrael's in the centre of this squad, so he can give his aura to all these guys. The Primaris there, the Hellblasters here, Eradicators at the front, Primaris at the front there. The Assault guys have moved forward a bit. They're in this end. They're ready to go wherever's required. Then the two Flyers are here, ready to pounce.
Excellent.
And in reserve is the Deathwing Knights, Deathwing Terminators, and the Chaplain in Terminator armour.
Okay. So that's the reserves for the Dark Angels. I'm going to turn over now to the Tyranids, see what they've got in reserve. These are the reserves for the Tyranids. I had to spend 3 command points for the Gene Stealers to come in reserve, as well as the Broodlord. Furthermore, the Raveners will come up from underneath the ground, and Lictors I will choose when for them to deploy there for the Lictors. That's the reserves for the Tyranids. Okay, it's initiative time. Initiative time, here we go. A 3, and that's a 6, isn't it?
That's a 6.
So it looks like the Adeptus Astartes, the Dark Angels, will be going first in this episode. So it is battle round 1, turn 1 for the forces of the Dark Angels. turn. So the Tyranids were on 2, back up to 3 command points. And Phil, how many CPs have you got?
I have 5.
He's got 5 command points, and you get the extra one as well, which is right there.
Okay.
That brings up to 6 for the Dark Angels. So that's the beginning of the turn. Anything happening in the command phase?
Yes, Astra has to choose a core unit.
Yep.
And when they make an attack, they can reroll the attack roll.
Okay. So which unit is that going to be?
Yeah, reroll the hit roll.
Okay, reroll the hit roll.
Is that shooting as well as melee?
I think so, yeah. Where it says reroll the hit roll.
Reroll the hit roll.
Yeah. Okay. Who's he going to
Well,
who is he going to bless?
there's not many people that can get a shot, but I think we will have to say, I think these guys are going to be the only ones to get a shot, so
Okay.
that squad.
Okay, this combat squad here will get reroll hit rolls. That's the end of the command phase for the Dark Angels. Going to go straight onto the movement phase. Turn 1. Right, it's the end of the movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 1. So Phil, tell us what you've done with your forces.
This primary squad have just moved 5 inches down to here to get a line of sight shot over that way.
Mm-hmm.
The same with the Eradicators, they've just moved their basic move to here so they can get a shot across from there.
Yeah.
Hellblasters can't get a shot, so they've advanced. They rolled a 1, so they've gone 7 inches round the corner.
Yeah.
Azrael just shuffled forward slightly to keep his aura going amongst everybody. And same with Ezekiel, he's moved down there to get within range of his attack, his psychic attack over that way. It's just in range.
Oh, it's more than just in range
Just
because
in range.
of the
6 inches.
the extra 6 inches.
Yeah, from the twist. Is it a twist?
It is a twist, yeah. Warp Storm it's called. We are playing the twist here in this scenario.
Both flyers moved up ready to attack.
Yep. Doing some strafing runs.
Both assault intercessors advanced. They both rolled 1s for advance, so they both moved 7. This squad came around the corner, and this squad pulled back a bit from here just to try and hold the rear in case of deep striking.
Oh, okay, so there's a vanguard basically for there. So that's all the movement done?
Yes.
Straight onto the psychic phase now on turn 1 for the Dark Angels. Smite!
Range 24 now.
Range 24 because of the twist. The Warp Storm has taken effect. And nearest enemy unit
Those.
that is visible. Yep, they can see.
Whatever they are.
They are Termagants with Devourers.
This goes off on a 5, but
On a
Ezekiel
5
gets
plus.
a +1. So
Yep, I'll check the range to see if we can stop you, but I doubt it. That is a 9. That's going to be D3 mortal wounds. I'll double check the synapse range. Not synapse, deny the witch, of course. Out of range, unfortunately. The nearest model is the Hive Tyrant. So D3 mortal wounds. He rolled a 9. So here we oh, one of them's fainted, and that is a 1. One model has been smitten.
That was who's that?
That was
Marcus Fraze.
Marcus Fraze is collapsed. So we can take the model off here. So what are you casting, Phil?
I'm going to cast a version onto range 30 onto those.
Onto them. Okay, the warriors.
Yeah.
Now what does the version do?
It is until the next psychic phase.
Yep.
If that unit is within 6 inches of this psyker, it's -1 to the attack characteristics. But also, whenever it makes an attack, it's -1 to the attack's hit roll.
Ooh.
And it's warp charge of 6.
Yep.
So I need a 5.
Okay. Need a 5, which he does. He's got a 7. As of course he's used. We're keeping it narrative here. We are using Games Workshop Dark Angels dice. Just to clarify that.
They are Dark Angels.
That's right. Official Dark Angels dice. Aversion. Oh, a curse has happened upon those warriors. Is there anything else?
No, it's just the 2.
Just the 2 powers. 2 of them have been successfully passed. A mortal wound on the Termagant and aversion on the warriors. End of the psychic phase. Shooting phase. Turn 1 for the Dark Angels. Dark Talon is about to shoot. Targets acquired.
The Hurricane Bolter is going to go into the squad of
Termagants.
Termagants.
Down there. Yep.
And the Rift Cannon is going into the 3 warriors.
Oh dear. This is going to be nasty. So here we go. So we're going to do first.
Let's try the Rift Cannon.
The Rift Cannon.
Heavy D3. So let's see how many shots we get.
Okay. 1. You're going to spend a command point?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
It hits on a 3+.
It's on a 3+. It does hit.
That's it. Okay.
Okay.
And it's strength 12.
It's going to be 2 to wound. That is a 6.
Each time an attack is made with this weapon that successfully wounds, do not make it a saving throw. The target suffers 3 mortal wounds and the attack sequence ends.
3 mortal wounds?
Yeah.
I think warriors have 3 wounds each. I'll double check in the entry. Well, what would you have got if you spent the command reroll? And it would have been the full 3.
And then it would have been that plus...
Okay, 2 would have died if you had spent
2
the
would
CP.
have died, yeah.
So I'm going to take off the Devourer. I ignore morale because they are synapse. After 4 shots into the terminal. Hitting on 3s. 15 hits. 3 to wound. Strength 4. Toughness 3. Oh, a few 1s and 2s there. And another one. Oh dear. That's is 9 wounds. 9 saves of 5+. No AP. 1. Ouch! 8 casualties. Imagine the narrative with the flyers strafing run, coming down, killing Tyranids on the way. Look at that, fantastic. Selecting targets with the flyer. What's the flyer called?
The Nephilim Jet Fighter.
The Nephilim Jet Fighter. So the heavy bolters are going to go into the warriors. And the
missiles into the warriors.
Missiles into the warriors. And
Avenger
Mega Bolter.
Into them.
The lower grade of the Vulcan Mega Bolter, it says heavy 10, is going to shoot into the Termagant. Avenger Mega Bolter is be hitting on 3s. 5, toughness 3, 3 to wound. That's all but 1. AP minus
is 1.
So do have a 6+ save, would you believe?
2 damage a time.
2 damage a time. Okay. So 6 saves. I saved 1, but 5 more have been cut. Black Sword missile launchers into the warriors.
Both missed.
Both missed the target. Next up is the twin heavy bolter.
Twin heavy bolter, 6 shots.
6 shots hitting on 3s.
That's better.
That's better. Strength 5, and I think a warrior is toughness 5 as well. So force to wound. That's 2.
2.
AP minus 1.
AP minus 1, yeah.
5 up save, because we do have a 4 up save. We save 1, so 2 damage. 1 has taken 2 wounds. Successors shooting the warriors. So 5 bolt rifle shots. They'll be re-rolling hit rolls.
Because they're blessed by
Because they're blessed by Azrael.
Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s, re-rolling. 1, 2 misses. Re-rollable.
Oh.
And still missed. Strength 4, toughness 5, 5s to wound. We are in Devastator Doctrine. Oh, I take that back. That's AP minus 2. Another one has been killed. For there.
Yeah.
And that's it. Just to clarify that, because of Devastator Doctrine. So another one should have died. Just to correct that. So we've got 1. 1 wound, AP minus...
Nothing.
1. Actually, no, AP minus 2. No, AP minus 1.
1.
So 5 up save for the warriors, which we don't, and that actually kills a warrior. So that's killed there. We'll just put the number of casualties. I know they ignore morale, but that's the purpose there. So that's the end of the shooting for the Dark Angels. No charges. And morale, they are in synapse range. These are synapse creatures. Even though we've taken 15 casualties, they ignore morale. And the warriors are fine as well, being synapse. So that is the end of the turn for the Dark Angels. We're going on to turn 1 for the Tyranids. 3 command points, back up to 4 for the Tyranids, and the Dark Angels. Oh, we ran out of CPs. You back up to 7. Hold on a second. Let's get out my trusty bag. You do have 7 command points there. Command phase. So, Will of the Hive Mind, I'm going to bless the Termagants with the Devours. I know there's only 5 of them left, but they will be re-rolling their ones to hit. So that is the end of the command phase. We're going to go straight on to the movement phase for the Tyranids. Turn 1 of the movement phase on turn 1 for the Tyranids. Rippers have moved forward. The remaining warrior pushed forward. I think they've moved 6 inches, that movement there, so it's moved up quite far. And then the warriors have pushed forward. They moved another 4 inches and advanced. And then the Carnifexes, one of them moved 12, the other one moved 11 to advance. They've advanced 10 inches, but it's going to be -1 to shoot anyway, because they're assault weapons. Furthermore, we have a unit of Termagants that have come out of the building. They have advanced 10 inches. And panning over here, the warriors have moved a long street. They have moved 9 inches there. And the Wing Hive Tyrant has not advanced, is going to make a charge against that flyer there. So that's the end of the movement phase. Oh, the other thing as well I forgot to mention almost was the Raveners have turned up. Both units of Raveners have turned up on this flank over here in support with a Lictor as well. I had to deploy 9 inches away as opposed to 6 inches if I was deployed in the enemy, in the friendly deployment zone. So instead of 6 inches away from the enemy, when the enemy is in my deployment zone, but I'm in their deployment zone, so therefore it's a 9-inch deployment there for the Lictor. So that's the end of the movement phase. We're going to go straight on to the psychic phase now for the Tyranids. So I'm going to cast Smite. So I need a warp charge value of, just double checking here, add 1 to the psychic tests. I need a 9. I actually need a 10. Because it's +1 to the psychic tests and add 6-inch range. So I need a 10 to do a super smite. Almost a peril. That was a 4. And I'm going to keep the result as it is. That power has failed to go off. And the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Onslaught onto I cast Onslaught onto the warriors, and that goes off. Onslaught is the warp charge value 6. Can you deny?
What range is deny?
24.
To the actual...
Yep, to the actual model. Yep, you can do it. So you need to beat a 9.
Beat a 9!
Beat a 9. Actually, you need, a 9 because of +1. That's a 7. Nope, the power does go off. So they will get Onslaught. And that's the end of the psychic phase. Straight on to the shooting phase next. With their Devourers into the Assault Intercessors. Hitting on 5s because they're advanced. Strength 3. 2 wounds though, no AP. So you've got a 3-up power armor save.
Ooh.
Oh, an Intercessor. Assault Intercessor has been killed by a Devourer.
How many is it? 1 damage each?
It's 1 damage each.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to take one off. A casualty. Good shooting there. I forgot to mention this in the entry. They've got Death Spitters for those there. So that there is Assault 3, range 24. So they're I'm going to do 9 at a time. I'm going to shoot into the intercessors that are in the open there. They look quite menacing. So hitting on 4s. So this is strength is 5, toughness 4, freeze to wound. 3 wounds, AP -2, but armour of contempt, so you get 4-up saves. And saved with all of them. Good shooting. And I'm going to rinse and repeat with the same squad. So basically they've got Death Spitters on their chests. That's what it represents here. Yeah. So hitting on 4s, that's not quite as good. 3s to wound. triple six. AP -2 becomes AP -1 because of Armour of Contempt. So another Intercessor has been killed. Warrior shoots Barbed Strangler into the Intercessor squad there. That's going to be no minuses, no?
Well, if I took him on the back ones, that's cover, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll get cover.
On the back ones, yeah.
So D6, 6 shots, even though there's a squad of 5. Ballista skill is 3+, so hitting on 3s because they're warriors after all but one. And this unit has not been blessed. I actually forgot to do the blessing for the Devourer, it's too late, that is a tactical error. Strength is 6, AP -1, 1 damage, so that is 5 wounds. But you ignore the AP -1 because of Armour of Contempt. 3 up saves. So a wound has been taken on the Intercessor squad. Death Spitter against the Intercessors. 3s, 2 hits. Strength is, I think it's 5. Yep, strength 5, toughness 4 is a wound. AP -2 becomes AP -1. And that's a save. Next up is the Barbed Strangler. I do have another one. And that is 4 shots. 2 on 3s. 2 wounds. AP -1, +1 for Armour of Contempt. And a double 6. That's good saving throws there from the Dark Angels. Over here, I'm going to check line of sight and see if there's any targets. I have 3 Termagants that are advanced. It's going to shoot into the Assault Intercessors. Leading 5s because they're advanced. As a failed wound. And a single Barbed Strangler is going to shoot into the Intercessor squad that's led by Sergeant. Actually, yeah, we're going for the Assault Intercessors. They look quite nasty, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Scott Costello's.
how many models are there in that unit?
7.
7. So it's D6, minimum 3, full 6. So hitting on 3s for the Warriors. Actually, they're advanced as 4s. 2 hits. 1 wound. AP -1. 2. That's a failed save. Take a wound on those Assault Intercessors. Charges to declare. The Hive Tyrant is going to charge into the
Dark Talon. Overwatch.
You will spend a CP to Overwatch.
Heavy D3.
Rift Cannon. Overwatching.
Number of shots.
Number of shots. It's the full 3.
Hit on 6s.
Oh, yes, I've got 6. Strength.
Strength 12.
I am toughness 7. 3's to wound. It does wound.
3 mortal wounds.
3 mortal wounds. My Warlord trait ignores damages on a 5+. And it is called, I'll find out what it is called quickly. I've completely forgot already. I need practice with this codex. It's called Adaptive Biology. 5s to ignore. Take 3 mortal wounds. I am down to 9 wounds remain.
24 shots.
In 6s.
Even 6s.
Oh boy.
Strength 4.
5 wounds, toughness 7. Nothing.
No. Well, I can't, mate.
Okay.
3 mortal wounds, you know.
Charges.
Not bad for.
That's a 10-inch charge.
Not bad for.
And I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go around to get as much cover distance as possible. I'm gonna try and hit you in the rear. Wobbly model syndrome. There. So let's do the attacks now. Any other charges? Oh yes, we do have more charges. The Raveners are going to charge into the Intercessors. You can't overwatch.
No,
you spent your command point.
Yeah, no, I needed
so
to
this central unit here needs more than a 9. I am High Fleet Behemoth. I reroll the charges. Oh! I'll double check the rules, but I think it's a fail. 9 or more. Failed. I'm going to re-roll. Ah, an 8 again. Next up's the Lictor. No. Re-rolling. And that is a 9. Just. The Lictor is in close combat. Lictor is hitting on 2s. And I'm really tempted to spend a CP. I'm going to use Chris Comiskey's dice to help me re-roll the failed hit dice. And that was teetering on a 1, but I've got their full house. Strength is 7, but I get +1 strength because of Behemoth on the charge. That means I'm wounding on 2s. 2s to wound. All have wounded except for 1. AP -2 on those intercessors.
Armour of Contempt?
You do get Armour of Contempt.
AP -1.
So it becomes AP -1. Each fail is damage 2.
How many is there?
There is 5 wounds. Don't roll low. 2 have been killed. Because it's 2 damage. One was already wounded. Yep, so 2 have been crushed by lictor claws and talons. Very nasty. Okay, next up is the Flying Hive Tyrant into the Dark Talon. So I'm going to do the Tyrant Talons, first of all, hitting on 2s. 1 hit. Strength is user, which is strength 8, because of +1 on the charge. And that's a wound. AP -3 becomes AP -2. So that is a...
That's wounded.
Wounded, that's just 1 damage. And then I've got 6 attacks. Because I have got Scything Talons. Monstrous Scything Talon. So this is hitting on 2s. So all of hit. Strength 8. +1 strength, normally strength 7. So 3 wounds. AP -3. But it comes AP -2. So Armour of Contempt. So 5s.
Nothing.
And that's 6 damage. Because each does 2 damage a time. Down to 4 wounds remain on that model.
Fight first.
Fight first. Phil's got a plan. He'll
Yes.
explain some stratagems in a second. He'll explain in a second.
So I've got 3 attacks. No, I'm bracketed. I've got D3 attacks.
D3 attacks. 2 attacks.
Hitting on 6s.
Hitting on 6s.
No.
Missed. Now Phil is going to spend 2 command points.
I'm going to spend 2 command points to play Swift Strike, which is a Dark Angels stratagem.
Stratagem, yep.
Use a stratagem in the fight phase after a Raven Wing unit from your army has fought.
Yep, it's Raven
If that unit is within engagement range of a model, enemy model, which it is,
yep.
it can fall back as if it were the movement phase.
Yep.
So I shall fall back as if it were the movement phase.
Yep. So you can do that and therefore not count as in melee because he's disengaged on a separate phase for there.
So minimum speed is what's my speed? Now I'm bracketed. Still 20 to 40 maximum.
Yeah.
I want to come straight back and go over the Hive Tyrant.
Now the question is, you still have the rules for fly, so you have to move by fly still.
Normal move.
Yeah, the normal.
Right, it first pivots on the spot up to 90 degrees.
Yep.
Okay,
so you can go this way, which is good.
Right.
Or that way, which is...
Right, you're right. Okay, so I've got 90 degrees would be straight.
So he's going to go along there. Yeah, right in the middle. And your movement is probably bracketed as well because of the damage.
Yeah, its maximum is 40. 20 to 40. Minimum 20,
minimum 20, 40. Maximum 40. So it looks like he's going to go right in the middle there. Stasis bomb.
Yeah, so I've got one
shoots in the movement phase, which it is, technically. It can drop a stasis bomb, so
I have to fly over an enemy unit, which I flew over those terminals. I'd like to have flown over the Hive Tyrant, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
They get D3 mortal wounds, and then they're locked in stasis. They can't fall back.
Oh dear. So three
mortal wounds.
3 mortal wounds on those. Ouch. Checks with the primary sergeant and 2 of the intercessors into the lictor.
They were blessed by Azrael. They reroll the hits.
They reroll the hits.
So on 3s.
He on 3, rerolling.
Pretty good in the first place.
Yep, I check the toughness of the lictor. You just carry on your rolling, Phil. I'm just going to double check the result there.
All of them.
Strength. The lictor is toughness. Toughness 5. So the 3, I believe, would be a fail. So I think it's only 2 wounds.
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, you haven't rolled yet?
Yeah.
Those are the hits.
Hits.
Oh, that's for the reroll, wasn't it, of course?
Yeah, that was reroll.
Your strength is 4, toughness 5, so you need 5s to wound. Oh.
Ezekiel has the Book of Salvation.
Oh,
it's an aura.
Yes.
While a friendly Dark Angel's core unit is within 6 inches of him, whenever it fights, that unit adds 1 to the attack characteristics of models in that unit.
So add another.
It's not cumulative with the additional attack granted by shock assault.
Oh, okay. So it's good for sustained fighting.
Yes.
Okay.
So that doesn't. I mean, we're right where we are. Okay, right now. So that's it.
So
now
you need 5 to wound now. Okay. Yep. Good job. We checked that. Well done, Phil.
Checks it, but it doesn't make any difference.
Doesn't make any difference. But it will make a difference in sustained fight.
Yeah, after it's not been charged.
Yeah. So 5 to wound. Toughness 5 is a lictor.
This 5. 5 wounds.
5 wounds. I do have a 4-up save. Oh, he's taken 3 wounds. He's got 4-up save. No AP, isn't there? So no, I've got 2 wounds remaining here on this lictor.
Am I in? No, I can't. Am I in? This is he can't.
No,
fly.
no. He's not in close contact.
And he doesn't fly.
No.
It doesn't count. That's right.
The wings are clipped. Clipped. So that is it for melees. So morale, yes, I do, but I'm synapse. In synapse range, and that is it for me. Morale for the Dark Angels, Grim Resolve, so it looks like they get +1 morale, I think, as well. Is it +1? We'll double check the traits here for the Dark Angels. Ignores modifiers for leadership purposes and morale. 6, and they're fine.
Because they lost 2.
Because they lost 2. Because
and they lost 1, but there's...
and
they lost 2. Yeah,
oh, they show no fear. Ignore modifiers anyway. So
2 dead there. So 2, 3, 6.
That's it.
That's from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fine. They carry on. They show no fear means you ignore modifiers anyway. So that is the end of the battle round, would you believe? So we're going to go on to a new battle round. Battle round 2, turn 2 for the Dark Angels. Turn 2 for the Dark Angels. I get a CP back up to 5. Phil is back up to 5 command points. And he has blessed the Eradicators, Azrael, to re-roll hit rolls. So there is the end of the command phase. We're going to go straight on to the movement phase for the Dark Angels, turn 2. The end of the movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 2. Again, Phil, tell us, what have you done with your movement?
Starting over here, the Hull Blasters and the Eradicators have stayed still.
Yep.
So they don't get a penalty for moving. And Azrael has stayed in the centre of his army to give them buffs.
Yep.
They're in combat, so they've stayed. Ezekiel he stayed where he was.
Yep.
Because he's got a good view of the battlefield. These intercessors just shuffled along over here to get more of a screen. And these all sort of intercessors moved out a little bit, coming down this way, just trying to reduce the amount of space for any gene stealers that might appear.
So forming as a screen.
Bit of a screen. It's not quite. I couldn't quite do enough, but I've done some. These guys, these intercessors, have come back from here. They're going to walk this way to attack into those chappies.
Doing what they do best. Assault intercessors. So, anything else to report? Oh, you got the Deathwing Terminators.
Yeah, the Deathwing Knights have come on over there with the chaplain
Yeah.
and paid 2 command points for them to have the Kentacle.
Yes, the Kentacle. That's Necron language. It's the
Litany.
litany. Yeah, litany. So the litany will be activated instead of the command phase. It will act at the end of any phase
Yeah.
that the opponent so chooses.
And I've used his ability to play that commanding oratory
Commanding
1
oratory.
command point because he is the Master of Sanctity.
Master of Sanctity.
Warlord trait.
Warlord trait. Okay.
No, it's got a warlord trait that makes that 1 point.
Oh,
so
okay.
for a total of 3 points, they're coming on and they can do a 7-inch charge basically.
All right, but will you make the 7-inch charge? That is the question.
2 so far, 2 tries so far, and no. So we're 2 for 0 at the moment.
2 for 0.
Let's see.
So,
And the other Terminators just come down here to bolster up the defence.
excellent. And furthermore, this does not count as in this vehicle
That one,
here does not count as in close combat anymore, and is counted the movement phase when he played the stratagem on my turn, and now it's a completely different movement phase. So technically, he's allowed to shoot again. So that's the end of the movement phase for the Dark Angels. We're going to go straight onto the Psychic phase. Turn 2 for the Dark Angels. Ezekiel is going to cast 2 powers. What powers are they, Phil?
A good old-fashioned smite.
An old-fashioned smite. Yeah.
On the can you do it into close combat? Because he's the nearest.
I believe you can. Yes.
The nearest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smites. Walk charge of 5.
Yeah.
He gets +1 because of his ability, because of who he is. What about the twist?
And add another 1 to Warp Storm.
So what am I rolling?
So you're +2.
So I'll need a 3.
Yep. A 3 to cast.
7.
And that is a 7. Goes off. So that there is.
Can you deny?
Yeah, I'm going to try and beat a 7 with 2d6.
I have got another one afterwards, but
Got to beat a 7.
I beat 7.
Here we go. Which I don't. Oh, I'm going to have to spend a command point. So the Lictor could die here. And I'm going to call upon Marshal Cummings to help out. Oh, that's 4. I've got another dice to roll. I do deny on a 9.
Cool. Okay.
So thank you, Marshal Cummings, for that. But with the sacrifice of 1 CP, so the Tyranids are down to 4. So that power is negated. Is he even 12? I'm still going to double check here. No, there would have been -1 to cast. And Shadow the Warp.
Going to cast Mind Worm
Oh,
onto the Lictor.
oh,
This is warp charge value of 6.
yep.
5, 4.
Goes off on 9. I'm going to try and deny. Need to get a 10. That's a 7. Okay. Power goes off.
Mind Worm. So you get 1 mortal wound,
Yep.
and until the start of the next psychic phase, that unit is not eligible to fight until everyone else has fought. So he fights
Okay.
last.
So fights last.
Yes.
So we will put a curse on that Lictor there. So that's the end of the Psychic phase, turn 2. Straight onto the shooting phase now for the Dark Angels, turn 2. The Chaplain is going to rapid fire with 4 shots with its Storm Bolter. It's going to shoot into that unit of Ravenous. So it's hitting on 3s. Hits 3 times. Strength is 4, toughness 5 on a Ravener.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Thing I forgot to mention in the command phase, Azrael has Blessed. He can interchange the tactics. So, for example, when it comes to applying Devastator Doctrine he can actually do it on turn 2.
Yeah, if
or
it's tactical
turn 3.
doc is active for your army, then a Devastator Doctrine is considered to be active for that attack instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he does it. He can do assault instead of tactical as well. He chooses one unit that's within 6 inches of him.
Yeah.
It's called Brilliant Strategist.
Brilliant Strategist.
So they've got that.
So that's is going to apply the further AP minus to the Hellblasters. Shooting and finishing off those Termagants. Needing 3s to hit.
Reroll 1s because of Azrael.
Reroll 1s because of Azrael. Reroll that 1. And that's only 2 misses. Strength 4, toughness 3. These will be kills on 3 pluses. They should die. And yes, they have been cut to pieces by bolt of fire. So they're gone. That's a kill point to the Dark Angels. The Primaris Marines, Intercessors, have got pistols. They can shoot. So hitting on 3s. So 2 hits and 5s to wound. 1 wound. A 4-up armor save. No. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it. CP reroll. Come on, Daniel Baker. Help me out. You're my only hope. 4 plus. No! The Lictor is dead. He's been shot by pistol fire.
I wasted my psychic power. Ezekiel. Librarian.
Yep.
Pistol shot over there.
And hitting on 3s. This is called the Deliverer.
He hits on 2s because he's a librarian, chief librarian.
He's a chief librarian.
Reroll 1. Oh, hang on, I don't think I'm
No. It does not apply to core units. It does not apply to units except for core models.
No, character. Units. Dark Angel's character unit. It does apply.
Yeah.
Dark Angel's core or Dark Angel's character within 6 inches. Reroll.
Oh, with a character. Yeah. Oh, excellent. Okay, very well worked.
Yeah, boss.
That's totally fine.
Oh, only just.
2 is a hit.
Hits.
Strength 4, toughness 5. And that's a 1. That's a 1.
Don't reroll that.
Cannot be re-rolled. Skims off the concrete. Cater's going to shoot into the Hive Tyrant. Ultra rifle, 3 shots, needing 3s.
Blessed by Azrael, so I can re-roll the hits.
Yeah. All hit.
All hit.
3s to wound, toughness 7. Strength 8. 2 wounds. I have 2 invulnerable saves. This is a big moment. I'm going to call upon Maxfield Knuckles.
Thank you, -4.
I'm going to call upon Winston. Maxfield Knuckles for this moment. So he will get 2 dice rolls.
What is your invul? 5.
I have a 5 plus. Oh no, I have a 4 plus invulnerable save. I have a. I'll check out what it's called. So 2 wounds to come through. I do have a psychic barrier, which grants the flying Hive Tyrant a 4 plus invulnerable save. I've called upon Maxfield Knuckles for this moment, representing with the 2 dice rolls. Here we go. First one. 2 is a fail. Second one. Survived. I will spend a command point to re-roll one of those, and I'll call upon Winston Adkins. A 50-50 dice roll. Passed. 2 5s. It's the psychic barrier has held. No damage. Ooh. Deathwing Terminators are going to shoot into the flying Hive Tyrant. 1 command point for Deathwing Assault. Can you pass us the card for our fellow audience? So the Deathwing have learned to begin their sweeping fire patterns immediately upon their arrival from teleportation. So use the stratagem in your shooting phase when a Deathwing unit from your army is selected to shoot. Each time a model in that unit makes a ranged attack, if it is set up on the battlefield this turn as a result of the teleport homer or teleport strike, add 1 to the attack's wound roll. Okay, very, very useful tactics there for the Dark Angels. Deathwing Assault coming in. The Assault Cannon, hitting on 3s.
The rolling 1s.
Yeah. So that's 3 hits. Strength is 6 plus 1 to wound. So it'll be forced wound, some toughness 7. So that's 2 wounds. AP minus 1 is an assault cannon. I have a 3 up save, I believe, unless it's a 2 up save. No, 3 up, because it's flying. I saved both of them, but it's AP minus 1, I believe, a 4 up, but I've passed nonetheless. Right, 8 shots from the Deathwing Terminators with their Storm Bolters into the Hive Tyrant, hitting on 3s. Right, you re-roll for... That's the re-roll for Azrael.
So they've hit you.
Plus 1 to wound, so that'll be forced to wound because of the stratagem. So that made a big difference.
I've got a couple.
So 3 wounds and no it is AP minus 1.
4 wounds.
Because 4 wounds.
Oh, Devastator Doctrine. No, they haven't been done. It's these ones were on it.
Oh, okay. So they'll have tactical doctrine.
No, these have got it. Sorry, these have got the.
Yeah, they've got it. They count as having devastator doctrine. The rest of the entire army counts as tactical. So
4.
Forced to save because AP minus 1. And I saved 2. 5s to ignore damage because of the Warlord trait. I saved none, so it's down to 7 wounds remaining. There, it's been shot at here. Got loads of bolt holes on the wings, you can see there from the monsters. Unfortunately, he's not going to spend the command point to do additional damage with him, 4 damage a time. Are you going to supercharge though?
Yes, because they re-roll. We've got re-rolls on those.
So there'll be 3 damage a pop. But any rolls of 1, models will be slain, but they will get to their re-roll of 1. So hitting on 3s, and you stood still, which is perfect, almost perfect if it had been for the stratagem.
6.
No stratagem points left except for 1 CP for the Dark Angels.
Yep.
So hitting on 3s, supercharging, rerolling 1s. No 1s. Strength is 9. Toughness is 7, so 3s are going to be wounds. Okay, so 4 have come through.
You can re-roll that one.
You can re-roll
my last CP.
For your last CP. Okay, it comes through, so 5 wounds. So I've got a 4+ invulnerable save. Will I pass? And this is going to be dedicated to... I'm going to call upon Tyler Griselli. This is your moment. Tyler Griselli. Tyler Grizzle. 4+ invulnerable save for Psychic Barrier. 3 have made it. So that's 6 damage.
Yeah.
Not enough to kill him, but we do have our bio artifact, the Warlord trait. So 5 to ignore damage. And we ignore 2, so that's 4 wounds that come through. So it's down to 3 wounds remaining. It is severely wounded here, taking a ton of damage. It is down to, is he the Chapter Master?
He is, yeah.
The Chapter Master of the Dark Angels. He's going to supercharge.
No, he doesn't have the option.
He doesn't have the option.
No.
He's just going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So he's going to fire his Holy Combi Plasma Gun. Standardized supercharge. It will never get hot. Are you going to do it?
Damage to strength 8.
Right, it's a combi weapon, so he's going to choose the full ballistic skill but 1 shot with the plasma.
Yeah, with the plasma.
He's hitting on 2s. He does hit.
Strength 8.
Toughness 7, freeze to wound. Does wound.
DP minus 4.
AP minus 4 because of tactical doctrine. Is it AP minus 4 in the stat line? It becomes AP minus 5 because it's a rapid fire weapon.
Yes.
So 4+ invulnerable save. Come on, James. I'm going to use burn up on patrons here. James Ashfield, a 50-50 chance to save the Flying Hive Tyrant. No. And I've spent my command point earlier on, so it's down to 1 wound remaining. Unbelievable. the fly here firing everything it's got into the flying hive tyrant. Time to bring it down. So here we go. So you're
hitting on 3s.
So you're rolling. Which weapon is this?
Avenger Megabolter.
The Avenger Megabolter. Is he on 3s? It's not bracketed or anything.
Not yet. No, not damaged.
Toughness needs 5 to wound. Strength 6.
Strength 5.
Strength 5. I'll take that back. I'm thinking of that Vulcan Megabolter. It's a lower grade.
AP -1.
That. 5 to wound. 2 wounds. AP minus.
1.
What's the type? Is it just heavy?
Heavy. Yeah, heavy.
So it's just a 4+ invulnerable save. That's 1.
Got it. 2 damage.
Okay, next one. 2.
That's 2 damage.
4 damage.
4 damage.
5 to save.
Need
all of them.
Yeah.
No.
Nearly.
Does he? Death row. Does not. The warlord has been killed. Ah, a classic model. But it's been shot down by pretty much the entire army. Oh, never mind.
Fully buffed and fully...
Yep.
everything.
Firepower coming down, shooting into the Tyranid warriors.
From the Dark Talon.
Dark Talons coming in. Heavy D3. 3 shots. Hitting on -1.
On 4s.
You're on 4s because of the bracket damage. 4s to hit. 2. Strength is 12. So toughness is 5. It's going to be 2s to wound. And these are mortal wounds.
3 mortal wounds each.
3 mortal wounds each.
Yeah.
That will kill 2 warriors outright. So I'm going to take off those 2. So 24 shots hitting on 4s damage bracket. But strength 4, toughness is 5. So 5s to wound.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, well, he's heavily damaged. That's pretty low.
Ouch. Shooting phase for the Dark Angels on turn 2. It is now the charge phase for the Dark Angels. Overwatch with the Termagants against the Assault Intercessors. I may have some stratagems. Termagants. 20 shots. Rapid fire. Need 6 hits. Spending a CP, of course, to Overwatch. So 4 hits. Strength is 5 now. 3 to wound. Woohoo! That's a cocked die. Ah! Only 3 wounds. So AP -1, but Arm of Contempt negates that. That takes a wound on one of the Assault Intercessors. And do not roll lower than 4 with 2 dice for his charge move.
Yeah.
So he's putting the wound on the...
I nearly put it on.
Nearly put it on the sergeant.
You know, on Wolf Kodiak?
Wolf Godrak.
I didn't.
I think he's a Space Wolves player. So, yeah, 6-inch charge. They'll make it. Assault Intercessors have done a piling move, an additional 3 inches there. 5 attacks because there's Sergeant's got a base of 3, and Chainsword and Astartes as well on the charge. And the rest have got 4 attacks base because they've got 2 attacks base, Chainsword and Astartes. So 25 attacks in total, hitting on 3s. Toughness 3, 3s to wound. They've got a 5-up save, AP -1 makes it a 6-up save. And I've made 2, but 8 models have been eviscerated. Phil has done a special request for me.
Yes.
So what did you want me to say, Phil? Or act upon?
I want the sound effects of the chainsaw, the Astartes chainswords chewing up these Tyranids, as per seen on Striking Scorpion 82.
Okay. Now I'm going to leave a little comment below. Do you like my sound effects? Are they real 40k gruesome sound effects? If so, please hit the like button and make sure you leave a comment saying, James, we love your sound effects. And if you hate my sound effects, please let me know about that as well. But Phil is here. He is a fellow Patreon, a supporter of the channel. So therefore, I will do the honours of Chainsword Evisceration. "12 attacks, hitting on 4s. May as well do this combat now. A few hits, 5s to wound. That's 2 wounds, no AP, so 3 up saves. Boxcars. Don't care. I'm distracted about the eviscerations of mayhem over there. So we're going to go over here and do the charge. So I'm not going to Overwatch because of your Terminator armor shenanigans. But you do need a 7 because you played the stratagem. Because the chaplain has blessed the Terminators. Now, you've only got 1 chance for this, as we're always looking.
In the name of Winston Adkins.
Okay, the Warlord. In the name of Winston Adkins, do this.
They're
He's
blessed.
there. They're blessed. And that's an 8!
8.
They actually make it into close combat.
First time out.
First time. Oh dear, it's going to be a massacre. The Emperor,
No.
he does not make it. So, the Deathwing Knights are coming in for the kill. So, how many attacks do you get, Phil?
I get, the Knight Master has the Flail of the Unforgiven. He gets 4 attacks. 3 plus, attacks 3 plus 1, 4.
Yep.
And the other guys get 2 attacks each.
Yep.
Plus the 1, so they get 3 attacks each.
Oh, look at this.
1. That's 2 guys. 3 guys.
And
4 guys.
Okay. So there's the dice.
They hit on 2s.
They hit on 2s, but -1 because of serpine bodies. They're quite hard to hit.
I'll use the flail. This damage carries over.
Oh,
It doesn't drop off. So whatever happens with this, it carries over.
okay. So hitting on 3s. It pays off a little bit, that trait for
AP
the
is
Ravenous.
-3.
Oh, you got to roll to wound. So strength is
Plus 2.
strength 6.
6.
Toughness 5, freeze to wound. 2 wounds. AP -3.
3.
Damage?
2.
Damage 2. They have 4 wounds each. That kills a Ravener. Just like that. So 1 killed. Next up, you've got 3 more. You've got 12 more attacks. So hitting on 3s because it's -1.
Oh, look at all those 1s.
Look at all those 1s.
Oof.
Okay.
Okay,
Strength of the weapon.
Is times 2, so it's strength 8.
Strength 8. Toughness is 5. Freeze to wound again. Okay. AP minus.
AP minus is 2.
AP minus is 2. We do get 6 up saves. I need a 666 here. No. Damage?
3 each.
3 each. So
6, 9 wounds.
9 wounds. They're dead. I think you killed them. Destroyed! You killed a unit of Raveners. Nasty fellow. I'll leave the models there because he doesn't want to get engaged at the moment. So that is the end of the turn pretty much. I'm going to check morale. I do have synapse, so they'll ignore morale.
What about the warriors? They have some.
The warriors, they are synapse creatures. So that is the end of turn 2 for the Dark Angels. Next up is turn 2 for the Tyranids, High Fleet Diablo. Turn 2, back up to 3, and Phil gets 1 command point back. I was going to do something on the command phase, but the Hive Tyrant's dead, so no command phase, straight onto movement phase for the Tyranids. Turn 2. Of the movement phase for the Tyranids on turn 2, I think every single model has moved. So they, the Rippers, have advanced 12 inches. The Warriors moved 6 inches. The unit of Warriors, the 3 of them, have advanced as well. And just to get some synapse in there for the Carnifexes and the Termagants. Furthermore, the 2 Carnifexes have gone in and hopefully will make a charge over there. And the lone Warrior has just done a regular move. The Termagants have disengaged from close combat there because they're not really designed for close combat here. It's not cowardly, it's just the Tyranid way. And then we've got a unit of Raveners. I've not gone for the Terminators because they're too tough, so I've decided to move 12 inches, and I'm going to start engaging with the Intercessors, the gun line. So here we go. So it is the end of the turn 2 for the movement phase. No psychic phase because the psych isn't on and the Hive Tyrant is dead. It's going to go straight on to the shooting phase now for the Tyranids. Turn 2. Death Spitters, 9 shots are going to go into the weakened Intercessor squad. Death Spitter, I've got 3 of them. 9 shots hitting on ballistic skill 3+, hitting on 3s. Strength 5. 4 wounds, AP -2. 4 up saves for your Intercessors. That's 3 wounds, so a Marine and half killed Primaris Intercessor. Strangler is going to shoot into the same target from the Warrior. So it's D6 shots, that's the full 6. The Warrior's sitting on 3s, I did not advance. And 5 hits, strength is 6, 3s to wound. That there is 5 wounds at AP -1, so you got 5 saves at 3+ because of Armour of Contempt. So they're killed. No, you've got 1 wound remaining on the Sergeant. That's an anonymous Sergeant.
Anonymous Sergeant.
So he has the wound, and that's it for there. How many casualties in total for them?
There's 5.
5, so you lost 3?
Just now I lost 2.
You lost 2.
There were 3 left.
Yeah, so 2 casualties for them. And then next up, we're going to go for... We'll start doing some shots over here, actually, even though they're assault weapons. 5 shots, hitting on 4s because I advanced. This is into the assault Intercessors. So 1 hit only. No wound. And Death Spitter, 3 shots, hitting on 4s. 1 hit. Does wound, strength 5, AP -2, so you've got 4 up save. Takes a wound on there.
1 had a wound at the back.
Yeah. And next up is the Blast. Oh, I should have done it the other order, but never mind. Only 1 shot, because there would have been minimum 3 shots, because he took the model off. Hitting on 4s. It does hit, strength 6, does wound. What if it would have been 3 shots? Yeah, they both would have hit. 1 extra wound. There's only 1 wound. AP -1. 3 up because of Armour Contempt. And passed. Well done. Strangler. That's going to be 3 shots minimum. So 4 shots. Normal move. See on 3s because they're warriors. All hit. 3s to wound, strength 6. Only 1 wound. AP -1, Armour of Contempt negates the AP -1. And a 5+ is a save. Ghostbusters. This lictor here.
Yes.
You're going to overwatch. You can't overwatch.
No, they haven't got any guns.
So you need a 9. Re-rolling because of Behemoth.
11, 12.
12, okay.
Amazing.
There's a close combat action there.
That's going to fall.
Okay. And the next lictor, this would be really, really good if this lictor makes it. These are 9, re-rollable. It's a 6, re-rollable.
10.
A 10! Ah, yes! 2 lictors have gone in against the Deathwing Knights. Now, is it only 4s to wound regardless? Because the inner circle?
Yeah.
Ah, a bit of a challenge there. But nonetheless, that's 2 successful charges though. It's a good little round of melee here. CP to do Overwatch. So Raveners are going to go in. Just a 2-inch charge, but that's enough.
Good timing for
Good timing as well.
Look, if you'd have done that over there.
Oh, that would have been scary.
You had 11 and a 12 and a 2.
Yeah. Carnifexes. This Carnifex is going to charge into the Assault Intercessors. So you're going to Overwatch.
5 guys. No.
Okay, not going to do it.
I'm going to look for a strategy.
And 7-inch charge it makes. No charge into the Assault Intercessors. I'm going to charge with the other Carnifex, just in case, because I can't actually fit the model there. So that's the end of the charge phase for the Tyranids. Straight on to close combat now. Here we go. Just first, Phil can't interrupt, he's only got 1 CP. It costs 2 command points to interrupt. So I'm going to do both attacks simultaneously. Has 6 attacks base. Hitting on 2s. Oh, I've got a few 1s, which is a great shame. It's forced to wound regardless because of the inner circle ability. So forced to wound. Oh, only 3. Okay. These are AP -2, however. So you do get a 3-up save because of Armour of Contempt.
3 wounds?
Yeah, 3 wounds in total. He makes all of them.
Oh! Heroes.
Within 2 damage each. And it's that Armour of Contempt paying off there. We'll come back to that attack a bit later on. This is a base of 4 attacks plus 1 to charge because of Blistering Assault. 5 attacks hitting on 3s. So 3 hits. Strength is plus 1. So it's strength 7. So 3s to wound. So 2 wounds. Now I'm just double checking here the Scything Talon and Crushing Claw. Crushing Claw is AP -3, damage D3 plus 3. I play a Scything Talon, so I do get an additional attack. So that hits as well, and that does wound. This is AP -3. AP -3. So you've got an armor save of 5+ because of Armour of Contempt.
3.
Yeah. None. That's damage 3 a pop.
So 3 dead.
So 3 dead. Just double checking the damage. Scything Talon. Monstrous Scything Talon. Carnifex Scything Talon. Yep, 3 damage.
3 dead.
Pretty nasty. If it was a Screamer Killer, it's ridiculous. About 10 attacks. But it's not present today. The regular Carnifexes are fighting. And the Warrior gets a 3-inch piling move. 4 attacks, base of 3, plus 1 attack, hitting on 3s. So 3 attacks base. Strength 5, 3s to wound, 1 wound. And Scything Talon is AP -1. But you get Armour of Contempt. And that's a save. That's all the attacks conclude over there. Now back onto the Raveners. Use Ravener Claws here. So I'm going to be hitting on 3s with 15 attacks. 3s to hit. Oh, so a few misses. So here we go. Strength 5, 3s to wound. Now these are AP -2. And you've got 6 saves to make, Phil. 6 saves of 4+. Your dice are right there. It's just in the land of wonder.
6.
Yep, 6 saves. Oh, you've taken a casualty. 1 has been ravened. No, wrong one. It's this one.
Oh.
Yes, one of those Primaris Marines is dead. And
now, I like him. No, I like that.
Oh, you like that model?
I prefer that pose.
But I like that one.
Oh.
Like yeah, but I like that one too.
Oh, stop it.
I love them all because I've got exactly the same sculpt. So next up is
that's the classic Space Marine pose.
That is a classic Space Marine pose.
You know, the original.
Yeah.
In Primaris form. Yeah, look. If you know what I mean, that's the classic Space Marine pose.
That was the one that was in the trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the attacks for the Tyranids. Going to go straight on to the Dark Angels round of combat now. 9 attacks it looks like.
Yeah, 9 attacks.
So hitting on 3s because you're a stutty. Take away 2 of them, 3 of them. Strength is 4, toughness 7 on the Carnifex.
So 5?
5 wound. 2.
2.
A Carnifex has got 2 up save, AP -1 becomes a 3 up. And 5 and a 3, no damage whatsoever. The Intercessor's hitting on 3s. And you reroll 1s because of Azrael. Is he out of range?
No, I moved.
Oh, you moved him, yes, for the opposing one. He was in range.
He was in
so,
range, yeah.
He was a bit of a showboating a bit earlier on.
Yeah, he was showboating. Dice tray, blessing you.
So, rerolling.
Let me just check that it's not shooting. No.
Okay. Which grants 2 additional hits. Toughness 5, so you need 5 to wound. In Tactical Doctrine, no AP. 2. 2 saves.
2 saves, that's all.
Of no AP, so 4s. I'll take 2 wounds down to 1 wound remaining. Oh boy, this is where things get a little bit nasty. It was AP. It was a -1 to hit because of serpenty, rickety freaks that they are. So we're just going to bypass that and just keep the result as it was. Nearest Phil is going to be attacked first. So which weapons are going to deal the blow against this?
The Knight Master's using the Flail of the Unforgiven, and one of the Deathwing Knights is going to join in with his.
Now the damage doesn't pass over because they're 2 separate units, just to clarify that.
The light coloured ones are the Knight Master.
Yep, so hitting on 2s.
Hitting on 2s.
Hitting on 2s. Or 2 misses. Strength is +2.
On the light ones it is strength 6.
Yeah.
And on the dark ones it is strength 8.
Okay, so toughness 5. So we're going to need 3s.
On all of them.
On all of them. Okay, 4 wounds. AP minus?
These ones are AP -3, 2 damage.
Okay.
This one's AP -2, 3 damage.
We do have a 5+ invulnerable save. I'm going to do these ones here. No. Damage?
2 each.
6 damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's killed. 1 lictor down. Oh, there goes the crane.
Oh no.
There you go.
The crane winced him.
And then the other Deathwing Knight.
This guy got the
It's all put together again.
Deathwing Knights using the Mace of Absolution, hitting on 2s.
On 2s. Good job you needed 2s. They've all hit. Strength is +2.
Times 2.
Times 2.
Strength 8.
Wow, so toughness 5, so 3 to wound. They are terrifying when they go into combat.
These are AP -2.
7 wounds. I have 7. 5 up in 1. Damage?
3 each.
3 each.
So you save 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 18 damage.
18 damage.
And that's the end of my infiltrating lictors. Just
They
like
are,
that.
when they get in.
And consolidation as well. You can move towards the nearest enemy unit. And he's going to go that way 3 inches. We'll do that off camera. For the close combat, it's been quite entertaining. The lictors have died, sadly, and I failed to kill all of the assault intercessors over there. It's looking really good for the Dark Angels. I think the Dark Angels may have it. 1, they don't care. There, 5, they ignore modifiers.
Oh, 5.
So they should have no fear. That's it. They carry on this game. So we're going to go on to a new battle round. It is battle round 3, turn 3 for the Dark Angels. It's turn 3. I'm back up to 4 CP. Phil is back up to 2.
Yeah, I've got one here. I'll get another one.
So he's got 2 command points for the Dark Angels. They have been blessed. The Hellblasters have been blessed by Azrael there to re-roll hit rolls. So that is the end of the command phase. I'm going to go on to the movement phase for the Dark Angels, turn 3. Right, the Dark Angels have done their movement on turn 3. It's really a mopping up action, especially in the centre here. It looks like the Raveners are going to get fusioned to death by the melters here. So, Phil, tell us more information and input as to what you've done with your tactics. The Dark Angels are renowned for their tactical geniuses. So, take it away, Phil. Tell us what you've done.
That's not me.
It's not me.
Deathwing Knights are just shuffled forward, normal move, just to get lined up ready for anything else coming their way.
Yep.
The chaplain tried to advance, but he only rolled 2, so he's got as far as that.
Yep.
The Hellblasters they've been blessed, but they've moved along their normal move across there to try and get a bit of line of sight up that pathway.
Yep.
Azrael and Ezekiel jumped over and went down into this part as well to keep in formation. Eradicators moved down normal move from there to get some shots on.
Yeah.
These pulled out of close combat, so that these guys can be shot at.
Yeah.
These pulled out of the close combat, these brave intercessors.
Now this is cinematic.
The
Look at these. Oh, sorry, I was so distracted by the flyers. It just looks so good. Hold on a second, Phil. But look at that, flying above the skyline. Looks fantastic. Take away. Sorry, beg your pardon.
Yeah, these intercessors, I've done a normal move. Now they're going to shoot and try and charge.
Yeah.
There. The Terminator squad did a normal move as well, going in the same direction.
Yeah.
So they've got shots available or charges available.
Yeah.
Both flyers did their minimum move. They rotated 90 and did their minimum move across.
Flying above the skylines. Brilliant. Excellent. So, very cinematic battle report this. You can well imagine in the narrative. Space Marines trying to reclaim ground as the Tyranids breach through the defences, but they are holding well. The Dark Angels, a huge respect I have for them in the narrative and in gaming as well. So that's the end of the movement phase, turn 3. Psychic phase, turn 3 for the Dark Angels. There is some psychic powers to go off. Cast. You get +1 to cast, so you're on a 4+. They're not Shadow of the Warp unit, so no threat to those, no minuses to them.
And he's also going to put Mind Worm
onto them as well. So Smite first.
Smite is a 4.
4+ because of the Warp Storm trait.
3 because of Ezekiel.
Because of Ezekiel. And that goes off on a 4. There's nothing I can do. There's no psychic presence. A D3 mortal wounds. That's a 3 mortal wounds. Mortal wounds passes over. So he's down to 1, and he's been smitten. 6 +1 for Ezekiel, and a further +1 for Warp Storm. Twist goes off on a 5. Nothing I can do. So a mortal wound.
Mortal wound, and then you fight last.
And then I fight last. Ouch. So that's the end of the psychic phase. Very successful psychic phase for the Dark Angels. We're going to go straight into the shooting phase, turn 3, Dark Angels. Firing both weapons, combi, shooting into the Ravener. So this is the plasma rapid fire.
Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s.
Both hit. So one, they're both hit.
So
one of them is strength 4. One of them is strength 8.
Yeah. Oh, is it rapid fire?
Yes, they are.
So the one with the black dice will represent the plasma, and the one with the green will represent the bolt gun. So the black one will be wounding on 3s.
Should I shot twice? Rapid fire at range 24.
Yeah.
2 more shots.
Yeah, 2 more shots. That's what I was saying. So do another. So the green will count as the bolt weapon, and the black will count as plasma. They both hit as well. So the plasma is strength 8. Yeah. So toughness 5, 3s to wound, and that kills them. And it's, damage 2.
2 each.
Yeah, kills them. So the Raveners are gone. Killing. No quarter given. The Dark Angels must repulse this attack. Into the Carnifex. It's going to fire the assault cannon, so 6 shots, needing 3s to hit. Did you move?
Yes.
It's -1 because it's heavy.
Yeah, so
3 hits so far. Strength. There used to be a rule called Relentless for Terminators, ignoring the penalty for heavy weapons,
Yeah, I don't think
which they don't have that anymore, which is a bit of a shame.
that would be ridiculous.
That'll be ridiculous. They are in tactical dreadnought armour, so I can understand why they've given that in the past. But it's not to be.
6.
Strength 6, toughness 7. 2 wounds.
AP -1.
AP -1. 3 up save. Saved. Because we've got 2 up saved now. And storm bolters, rapid firing 4 shots each if they're all within 12. We'll check how many shots they have. Fire. So hitting on 3s. 16 shots. 4, toughness 7. 5 to wound. 3 looks like.
Not too bad.
You're in tactical doctrine, so you do get a further AP -1.
Which is AP
So
-1.
3s. 2 damage, but I'm a Carnifex, -1 damage. So 1 wound only on the Carnifex. It's not -1 in total. It's the armoured exoskeleton, so each time an attack is allocated to this model, subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of that attack to a minimum of 1. There is not cumulative with any other abilities that reduce the damage characteristic of an attack. So just to clarify that, so put the wound on, so it's on 7 wounds as opposed to 8. Intercessors are going to shoot into the Carnifex. The heavy bolt pistols, put on 3s. Not bad. Strength 4. Toughness 7. 5s to wound.
Just the one.
Just the 1. 3 up. Saved. Bounces off the armour. The Eradicators have line of sight to the warrior. And that's it, isn't it? That's the amount of shots. So it wants to destroy the synapse creatures. So hitting on 3s, 1 hit. Are you going to spend a CP?
No.
No, I'm not going to do it. Strength is
8.
8, toughness 5, 3s to wound. That's a drop die, I'll let you reroll that, that's fine. There's a wound, AP -4, damage, just do the damage.
It's D6 plus... No, it's just D6.
Just D6.
6!
6! He's killed the synapse creature. Ouch. Killed. Blasters. You're going to supercharge.
Don't think there's any point, is there?
They've got 4 wounds each.
They do 3 damage.
You could do Weapons of the Dark Age and take out a base at a time.
I don't want to waste 2.
Don't want to waste 2, okay.
I'm going to supercharge because
You will supercharge, okay.
So
you have to do, when you do supercharge, you have to roll 1 dice at a time per model.
1 nearest you.
First one hits, second one, that's a re-roll. Slain.
I didn't throw it into the dice tray.
Oh dear.
Oh, get in the tray.
And a hit. And a hit. Okay, one of the Hell Blasters has been slain. He will repair himself later on in the game, but he's out of commission at the moment. Strength is 9. He's going to be 2s to wound, 2s to kill.
It's 9, yeah.
3 dice, 2s to kill. So he kills a base and a half. So it's going to go to there and take that base off. Nephilim jet fighter. It's going to fire the, what's that weapon called? I keep forgetting.
That is the Avenger Mega Bolter.
Avenger Mega Bolter into the Termagants. The missiles.
Black Sword
missiles going to go into the Synapse Warrior.
That's right.
Killing the Synapse here. Lowering around.
There's 2 Black Sword missiles.
Yeah.
Hitting on
3s. Not damaged. 1 hit.
Gets through.
Strength
7.
Toughness 5. Fail to wound. Damage of it is
Its
3.
damage is 2.
Damage only 2. Did you want to spend a command reroll to reroll the hit? But you've failed to wound.
I'm going to save it.
You're going to save it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to save it.
These.
You got heavy bolters as well.
Oh yes, heavy bolters.
Yeah, you could do the heavy bolters into them. Yeah, that's fine.
Heavy bolters.
So many
twin
weapons armed with. Beautiful
6.
model. It's a beautiful model. It's a nice looking model actually. I really like the.
Do you know why I like it?
Why do you like it?
If you look at the name in the book here, and if you do that.
Oh, very funny. Very funny.
Named after me. Right. So
Nephilim.
Nephilim. Twin heavy bolter, heavy 6, hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s.
Ooh.
Oh,
Didn't like being called me.
his dice are so big. I have to
2.
zoom out.
Strength 5.
Yep. 2 wounds.
2 wounds. AP -1. 2
Minus
damage
1,
each.
2 damage each. I have to make both of these. And I
Yes,
make both with
6.
box cards.
Very good.
Yes. Not scripted.
No, he doesn't want to die. Avenger Mega Bolter into the
Termagants.
Look at this.
We've got another. That's pretty good. It's about average actually.
Strength 5, AP -1.
Yeah, strength 5. Okay, so that's 6 wounds.
These are 2 damage each.
AP minus
1.
6 is the save. I save. Is that a cock die?
That's whole facing.
That's whole facing. Okay, we're in agreement with that. So 3 have been saved, but 3 more have been cut down. So I'm going to put these, take these 3 off over here. The Dark Talon's going to fire the Rift Cannon into the Carnifex that's been wounded, and the 2 Hurricane Bolters on the wings I'm going to shoot into the Termagants.
Termagants?
Yeah, Termagants down there.
Can I see them?
Yeah, you can see them.
I'll shoot the Termagants.
This guy's going to shoot the Termagants. You are in rapid fire range, I believe. Yes, you will be in rapid fire range because of the tip of the wing.
Okay.
So, rapid fire range it is. 3 shots with the Rift Cannon. Full house. You're bracketed, so it's 4s. 1 hit. Strength 12.
Strength 12.
Toughness 7. 3's to wound.
Ooh.
No.
I'm going to reroll that.
He's going to re-roll.
CP reroll that one.
CP re-roll. Rift Cannon. Dark Age of Technology.
3
Does
mortal
wound.
wounds.
3 mortal wounds.
Straight 3.
So it's -1 damage down to 2 wounds. So it's got 5 wounds remaining. A Carnifex does not bracket because he has got 9 wounds model. Right, so hitting on 4s with the Hurricane Bolter on rounds. Toughness of
and the gaunts.
yeah, so 3. Of course, it's 3.
Three's
Toughness 3. Mine went blank. And that there is AP -1 because of tactical doctrine. So, how many saves is that? That's 5 and 2. 7 saves. 7 saves are 6s. 7 killed. Ouch. The Assault Intercessors are going to charge into the Carnifex. I have no Overwatch capability. So it's a 6-inch charge, and he gets an 8, which is perfect. So the Assault Intercessors are in close contact with the Carnifex. Just doing a successful charge, and he's going to do his consolidation moves there. The Astartes are getting stuck into close combat. Right, close contact with the enemy. So which unit are you going to do first?
This, there's only one in.
Just one unit.
The 1 unit.
1 unit.
These ones, with the old ones, they've moved out, so it's just 1.
Yeah, okay.
I'm playing Gene Wrought Might.
Gene Wrought Might. So 6s are auto wounding.
Yes.
Yeah, so Phil is going to get the number of attacks dice. Past 5 minutes or so, I've been trying to consult stratagems to try and keep the Carnifex alive. It's going to be tough. So, no stratagems, it's just flat dice rolling. Here we go. So Phil, take it away with your dice rolling. How many attacks do you get?
24.
24 attacks. Hitting on 3s.
6s auto wound because of
Gene Wrought Might. Oh, 2 wounds.
No,
6 auto wounds. And they've all hit, I think.
No, these missed.
Oh, those have missed.
It was 7 misses.
7 misses. So strength 4,
5.
toughness of 7. I was going to do stratagems to keep it less likely to wound it, but it's going to be 5 to wound anyway. That's a really good roll. He's got his 5s. There's another 6 there. So that there in total is 12 wounds at AP -1. Carnifex could be in trouble here. Saves of 3+. I don't believe it.
What's that last one?
He's dead.
He died.
The Carnifex
1,
is
2,
dead.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 7.
It's dead.
Even with a CP.
Even with a CP reroll,
It's only got 5 wounds.
it's only got 5 wounds. The assault intercessors have killed a Carnifex with their blessed chainswords.
Can it
Dead.
Does it blow up?
No, it slumps to the ground. I will double check though, but I think it just slumps to the ground. Yes, it does.
5 or 6 or just a 6?
Death throws on when this model is destroyed. Roll 1d6 on a 6+. The enemy unit within 3 inches suffers. The closest enemy unit.
Yeah,
so it doesn't affect anyone else.
Yeah,
It's only enemies.
On Luke's channel, I've seen that.
So it's just a mortal wound. No. So that's it. The Carnifex slumps to the ground with its head decapitated by multiple chainswords.
Is there a dead guardsman on the place?
There is a dead guardsman. Now, let me enter a little secret here. I'm being a bit evil today for the army group. There is actually a dead white shield, and it just goes to show that white shields at the moment in the codex are dead when it comes to the rules update. So, just look at this white shield, Games Workshop. What have you done to our codex? Think of him. Think of this poor soul. Think of the hardships that he endured. Please, Games Workshop, you're my only hope with this with this white shield. Come on, bring back the white shields. We love them. It's going to attack because the assault intercessors have consolidated into the warrior. So hitting on 3s, he's missed. He's like completely shocked by the Carnifex's departure from this well. Any other attacks?
No.
I think that's it. So morale, they will pass because of synapse, and they will pass as well because of synapse, because of the warrior. So that's the end of the turn for the Dark Angels, and we're going to go straight on to turn 3 for the Tyranids. High Fleet Diablo. Here we go. Phase back up to 5, and Phil is back up to 1. I've hardly spent any CP in this game. So far, but may have to spend some command points in this particular mission. Phase, we're going to go straight onto the movement phase for the Tyranids. It could be the last attempt to try and breach the defences on turn 3. Here we go. It's the end of turn 3 movement phase for the Tyranids. Fall back with the Tyranid warrior just over there to make way for another Carnifex. The Astartes assault intercessors are like, oh, here we go again. Another Carnifex. So it's going to go in on the rampage there. The warriors have come in to support as well. They may finish off the intercessors that fell back in close combat. Try and pick them off. The Rippers, I don't know what to do with them, to be honest. They're too far away to make an impact over there. So I have moved them 6. And yes, the Gene Stealers have finally... I'm going to do a pincer attack with the Gene Stealers. The Gene Stealer and Broodlord on this side against the Inner Circle Terminators, and then another unit of Gene Stealers to try and outflank the Dark Angels on the Dark Angels left. So right and left. But the Dark Angels are holding up very well in this particular scenario. So I'm going to go straight onto the Psychic phase now on turn 3. Is being cast. And that's a 4. I must spend a command point reroll. Oh, I get +1. It's a pass. So you can deny. The problem is, I'm going to... Do I have to accept the result? Because I want to go a little bit higher. But it's accepted, so it's passed. So you've got to beat a 5. Which you probably will.
I'm not within range 12, so I don't get the +1.
Which he does. That's a shame, because Catalyst would have ignored damage on 5s. It is not to be. Only 1 power is cast, and that's it at the end of the Psychic phase. Straight on to the shooting phase now for the Tyranids. Turn 3. No, it wouldn't have made a difference anyway. I could have spent a command reroll to reroll that result, but I'm not going to do that. The result stands as it is. Yep. Shooting at this squad here. Look at that, it's exactly the same pose. Hitting on 4s. 2 hits. 2 wounds, strength 5. AP -1, arm of contempt, 3 up. Saved with the Dark Angel's dice there. Next up is the Barb Strangler from here. Actually, I'm going to do the Death Spitter. Let's do the Death Spitter. Bring them death. So, 3 shots, I believe. I'll double check. 2 hits. 1 wound. AP -2. 4 up save. Takes our wound. One of the Marines has taken a wound. Next up is the Devourer.
Is it the 2 squad?
It's the 2-man squad there. So the Devourer was 3 shots. Now the Devourer is 5 shots, hitting on 3s. Missed with 4 of them. And no wound as well. So it has to be the Barb Strangler now. D6 shots. 3 shots, hitting on 3s. 2 hits, 3s to wound. 2 wounds. AP -1, Arm of Contempt. Saved because of Armour of Contempt. And shooting, there's no other shooting, so charges to declare. So the Gene Stealers are going to charge the Terminators and the
Intercessors.
No, we're going to do just the Terminators. Okay. I want a challenge. You know, Overwatch.
No, I've got a different stratagem that I may play.
Okay. So I need a 9. So I've measured 9 inches from the Terminators, but it's re-rollable because High Fleet Behemoth. That's an 8. I have to spend the CP.
No, it's re-roll.
Yeah, of course. I'm so used to spending CPs for re-rolling charges, but
that's why you've got 4 left.
Well, I got 4 left. No! Failed! That is not good. Gene Stealer! No, you let me down, oh Gene Stealer! Gene Stealers. I'm going to charge into the Deathwing Terminators.
Deathwing Knights.
Deathwing Knights. Level up. A 7. I have to re-roll. No! Failed! Okay, the Broodlord.
Come on, one of you.
He's a 9. Nope. This is terrible. No! No. All the charges have failed over there with the Gene Stealers. Oh, dear me. Next up is the Carnifex over here. Okay, that makes it.
What did he roll?
He rolled a 5.
Oh, he's still not great.
I'm going to spend a command point here as well. Do Trampling Charge. So what I'm going to do is use this stratagem in your charge phase when a Hive Tendril monster model from your army finishes a charge move. Select one enemy unit within engagement range of the monster model and roll a d6. If that model has the hardened chitin keyword, on a 2 to 4 the enemy suffers 3 mortal wounds. On a 5+, the enemy suffers d3 plus 3 mortal wounds. If the monster does not have hardened chitin keyword, on a 2 to 4 the enemy suffers d3 mortal wounds, and on a 5+, the enemy unit suffers 3 mortal wounds. I'm going to double check to see if the Carnifex has those keywords.
He must
not. So on a 2 to 4 it suffers d3 mortal wounds, but on a 5+, it suffers 3 mortal wounds. You suffer 3 mortal wounds, just like that.
Attack! Feel the hive mind.
And is an upgrade, but what we're going to do now is we're going to do our attacks, and we're going to use Scything Talons. So I get +1 attack for being on the charge, so that's 5 attacks, and then I'm going to use the heavy Scything Talons, so 6 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Okay. Strength is 8, I believe. I'll double check. I was making one. It's actually strength 7. Strength 7. And that is 3 wounds. And that's AP minus 3. AP minus 3. Arm of Contempt becomes AP minus 2. So you save 1, but 2 have been slain because it's that 3 damage a time. Highland move, and then the assault intercessors will attack. Next.
Attack for the Emperor.
So 17 attacks hitting on 3. There's a few. So there is 4 saves of 3 plus. I save all of them, no damage on the card. At the end of the turn, morale phase for the Space Marines. You've taken a few casualties, you've taken 2 casualties. Actually, you've taken 3 casualties because of mortal wounds. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Their leadership 8. They shall know no fear. So that's the end of the turn. We're going to go on to a new battle round. Battle round 4, turn 4, for the Dark Angels. Back up to 5, and Phil will get his 1 CP back. And continue on the command phase, who are you going to grant the reroll hit rolls to? The Eradicators will be blessed. So the Eradicators are blessed. So that's the end of the command phase. Straight on to the movement phase for the Dark Angels, turn 4. That's the end of turn 4 movement phase for the Dark Angels, and Phil is going to tell us what he's done. And there's been a lot of movement here and shuffling around of units to react to the threats here of the Tyranids. So Phil, tell us what you've done.
The 2 squad here with Ryan Woolley's sergeant just moved from here, turned to look at these Gene Stealers.
Yep.
These pulled out of close combat, just backed away. Terminators, they've turned their attention to the Gene Stealers.
Yep.
Primaris have turned away from the Gene Stealers and are heading towards that direction to give some fire support from that side.
Yeah.
Hellblasters have moved back this way to give some fire support to the Terminators. Azrael just shuffled along a bit to get more central. Ezekiel jumped up to get a view of something to do so he can smite over there or here. I think over there is nearest. Eradicators have stayed still. They've been blessed. The lone sergeant has just come out from hiding and standing here to
They shall know
shoot
no
along.
fear.
That's right. And over there, normal move with the Deathwing Knights towards the Gene Stealers.
Yep.
Normal move with the Chaplain, who has done his litany to increase the charge range of the Deathwing Knights.
And he did roll 3 plus.
He rolled 5.
He rolled a 5. Yep. That was off camera.
2 and the 2 flyers have turned and headed off in that direction.
Yep. So really, it's a mopping up mission here for the Dark Angels. They have the initiative, they have the resources, they have the firepower, and they have the will of the Emperor to riposte this attack. So we go on to the psychic phase now for the Dark Angels, turn 4. Might. And the nearest enemy unit, which I'm presuming is the Gene Stealers.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay. That goes off on a 7. I have to beat a 7 because we've been 24. I do beat it. The smite does not go off. Actually, that smite would be you rolled an 8 because it's +1 for Warp Storm.
That's fine.
Any other powers?
We'll do Mind Worm on the Gene Stealers.
Yeah, so I can only deny once with the Brood Lord. And you get +1.
It's a 6 anyway, so
Yep, that goes off.
So 1 mortal wound on the Gene Stealers.
1 mortal wound of the Gene
And they have to
Stealers.
fight last in the fight phase.
Ah, I see. Clever tactics. So that's the end of the psychic phase. That's for Mindworm. Very clever. And that's the end of the psychic phase. Going to go straight onto the shooting phase. Turn 4 for the Dark Angel. Nephilim Jet Fighter is going to shoot into the Rippers.
Everything into the Rippers.
Everything into the Rippers, including the Helibolter and the underslung nose-mounted
Avenger
Gatling cannon. Bolter, Mega Bolter, heavy 10, hitting on threes. Pretty good. Strength
5.
threes to wound. AP minus
1.
So that's a whole base gone because they've got 4 wounds each.
They're 2 damage each.
Oh, they're 2 damage each, so that's going to be 2 bases. How many wounds is that? 4. So I'm going to take off with that. Ouch. The Black Sword Missile Launcher.
Hitting on 3s.
Threes. 1 hit. Strength
7.
is 7. 2 to wound. Damage.
AP minus 3, damage 2.
Damage 2. Kills that base there. So that's 3 wounds.
Twin Heavy Bolter.
Twin Heavy Bolter. Wow, they've all
All
hit.
hits.
Strength 5
5.
and 3s to kill. 2 damage a time. They are destroyed. Very, very good shooting there. Fighter into the Gene Stealers. Maximum firepower.
Rift Cannon, D3 shots.
D3 shots. 2 shots. Hitting on 4s because it's bracketed. This is CJ Velasco piloting this aircraft.
Strength 12.
Strength 12. 2s to wound.
3 mortal wounds.
3 mortal wounds. Mortal wounds passes over. So 4 casualties in total. Another 3 Gene Stealers just gone, just like that. So if I had Catalyst, I would fires would ignore damage. It's such a shame. Oh, Phil.
You need to train your psychers.
Train them. They're just naturally born.
Natural born psychers.
They don't need training. We're not the Astra Militarum today.
Hurricane Bolter.
24 shots,
24 shots.
into
Hitting
the Gene
on 4s.
Stealers. Oh boy, with bolters. No AP because it's assault doctrine now. So we have 7 saves to make. Just a flat 5 up save. That's all the Gene Stealers. They're gone.
Whoa!
Just wiped out. Just like that.
Those Deathwing Knights were.
Well, they got the Broodlord
They're
to fight
standing
against.
there.
We were supposed to do that job. Impressive firepower.
Chaplain will shoot at the Broodlord.
Shoot the Broodlord, yep.
Range 4 shots, isn't it? For that range?
Yes, if you're in 12, we'll just double check the range if it's rapid fire. Rapid fire, just about. But hitting on 3s.
Here we go for 3s. Oh, 2.
2 hits. Toughness 5 is a Broodlord.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I think he's missed every time. He hasn't. Yeah,
He hasn't done any damage. He's just blessed them. He's too constant. He's too busy praying to the Emperor to bless the Terminators.
So the Eradicators, they can all see him. That last one there, his barrel just comes out enough to see him. So Eradicator's going to shoot at the Broodlord.
Okay.
It's 3 shots. They're blessed so they can reroll their hits.
Yep.
So hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s is against the Broodlord. They've all hit. Strength 8, toughness 5, 3s to wound. 2 wounds. I have a 5 up invulnerable save. First one passes. Second one passes. Ooh. Well done, Broodlord.
I think they've had all their shots blocked this time.
Very, very nasty. Yes, I think they have. Very good. Anything else?
Primaris squad shooting over there.
Shooting into there. Okay, Broodlord is not protected, so Primaris Marines are just picking off the Broodlord if they can. But no damage so far. He's averting the damage. Primaris Intercessors on against the Broodlord. 3 hits, 5 to wound.
Nothing.
Nothing. The toughness holds for the Broodlord. Next up is the Hellblasters. And where are they going to shoot? Into the Gene Stealers.
Yeah.
Are you going to supercharge?
Yep.
Against the Gene Stealers?
Yes.
There's no point because your base strength is not. Your strength 8.
True.
So safe not to. So hitting on 3s. which you could have supercharged anyway, it doesn't matter. 2's to wound anyway. Strength 8 base. 1 wound.
No,
3 wounds. Beg your pardon. That's AP minus 4. But I have a 5 of invuln. 3 more have been cut down.
2 shots with the heavy bolt pistols of those two guys.
Just killing me stuff.
No, they're not.
No, they missed. Now the Terminators.
Yes.
So Stormbolts is going to get 4 shots each. You got an assault cannon as well that moves and hitting on 4s. So 6 shots with the assault cannon.
Hitting on 4s.
Hitting on 4s because they're heavy.
2.
For 2. 3's to wound though. Does
2.
wound. Saved.
Wow.
Invulns paid off. Next up is the Terminators rapid firing their Stormbolters. So that's going to be 16 shots. Hitting in 3s is 4, toughness 4, 4 to wound. Okay. 1, 2, 4. 4 saves of 5 plus. Another 3 cut down. Ah, no.
That is all the shooting.
That is all the shooting. Charges. Terminators are going to get stuck into the Gene Stealers.
And they're going to try and charge.
And they're going to try
and
against the Broodlord.
That's a 7-inch charge over there because of might be, yeah.
Yeah. You're going to spend a CP to re-roll?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to spend a CP to re-roll.
Oh,
no,
that's
failed.
still.
And these guys, will they make the charge? 4 inches, they will make it. So they have a close combat action here, which is a great shame for me because I would have spent 2 command points to interrupt. But it's not.
There's only one to do.
But there's only one to do. So we've got 16 attacks. The cream dice will represent the power sword. Hitting on 3s with the whites, or creams, and 4s for the rest. The dark dice. So 2 hits with the power sword. You may as well roll them now if you want to. So strength +1, 3's to wound. No damage.
Sergeant.
The sergeant failed in his task to bring down a Gene Stealer. And strength 8 times 2 strength, so it's 2's to wound. All but 1, so 6 wounds. So 6 saves of 5 plus. And they are gone.
4. Yeah.
They're gone, yeah. Do I spend a CP to re-roll one of them to save one? Nope, they've all been destroyed. And I think, seeing that, I think it's going to be a game over. It's going to call it the end here. So the final score, I'm just going to concede. So
this game with the
it is a crushing victory.
It's just literally
for Dark Angels.
Yeah, there's no objective points. This was just a number of points killed, wasn't it? Number of models killed.
Yeah.
So you've got one more turn, and
got one more turn. I could probably kill them, but that's about it.
You might do some damage there, but
yeah, that's about it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to summarise this game. The mission. It's a good mission, good fun, classic killing each other, kill points.
Old-fashioned
40k.
No
which is what open war is about. Yeah. So units of the game. Phil, what is your unit of the game? I think your flyers were excellent.
Flyers were amazing.
They were very, very good, especially that one, just punishing, killing stuff.
That Dark Talon was fantastic. It fought the
that's piloted by CJ Velasco. Very well.
And it got out with a stratagem. It still survived. Dished out mortal wounds at nearly every turn. Both flyers were brilliant, and you know, what else can I say? Fantastic, and the Deathwing Knights.
Deathwing Knights were just utterly, they're killers. Yeah. Really, really
but
powerful.
No, I think everyone deserves a well done this time. I mean, very surprised.
Well done, chaps. You done well.
They did really well. So very surprising, but nice to see the models that I don't normally see on the board.
Yeah.
out of their cases and on the show onto the board. It looks great.
Yeah, it's a nice scenario to fight on as well. Like you've got the urbany industrial complex, and then the Astartes pushing back the Tyranid attack. So units of the game for me, I do have the worst unit of the game. They were the Rippers. Absolutely useless. They did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So in this particular scenario, don't take Rippers or waste points. So the Rippers came out too early. The planet is not quite consumed yet. But units of the game, the Carnifexes did the most damage, killing the most models. So pretty impressed with that. The Raveners did okay. They lacked a bit of punch, I thought. But I'm going to give it to the Carnifexes. The Carnifexes were brutal in this particular fight. So that concludes this mission. Thank you very much, Phil Marshall, a fellow veteran channel member of the new tier level system that is now live at long last. So do check out that if you want to support me further through Patreon and YouTube membership. Those that support me will get extra perks and be featured in our battle reports, whichever tier you support me at. A big thank you to all of those people who have subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to obviously hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe today. Hit the bell button so you'll be notified of when the next battle report will come. Thank you to all my sponsors that have sponsored this channel. And yeah, just check out the new tier system. Looking forward to the new chapter on Patreon, an even more interactive way of how to support the channel. So there you go. The conclusion of this battle report is that the Dark Angels have repulsed this attack easily. A crushing victory for the Dark Angels as they press on to glory in rescue of the Astra Militarum Regiment struggling to hold the line against High Fleet Diablo. It is the 41st millennium and there is only war. Thank you very much for watching. That wraps up another episode and happy Wargames.